Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. It's lunch break on day 2 of the India versus Australia test match at the Gabba. Finally, we got to see some cricketing actions. 3 wickets for 104 runs. I'll go to Debashish first on this. Debashish, pretty much all of us had predicted 3 wickets in the morning live. All of the predictions have come true. But do you think a little too many runs on the scoreboard? What do you think?
I would say it's an engrossing battle between the bat and ball. And both the teams had opportunity, and yes, and you cannot say that but a particular team has an upper hand. Means if intense battle between both bat and ball. Yes, Indians have done well to get those 3 wickets, but at the same time, Australia would feel confident that which Travis said, looking a lot more positive as is always the case. So yes, yeah, and the good news is it is bright and sunny. So no stoppage of play in the first session, and as we take lunch, it's bright and sunny. So, so we will have a lot of action coming up.
Absolutely. Bharat, what about you? What do you think? Do you think India has the upper hand going into session 2, or is it a very well balanced competition right now?
I think both sides would be decent, would be quite pleased. We first led lost another wicket, 4 down. Then there would have been jitters in that camp, but the 3 down, and India also would be reasonably happy that they picked 3 wickets. Yeah, Bumrah obviously got it right today, pushed it slightly further, got his lines right. Yeah, Akashdeep was adequate. Maybe he could have made the batter play a little more, but that's fine. He's very inexperienced bowler, so I don't expect him to bowl like Bumrah. Nitesh Reddy also was, I think, reasonably good. He was the only bowler out of 4 who actually swung the ball. Rest of them are more of seam bowlers, and we got the reward for pitching it up. And the batter obviously Labuschagne did. Yeah, Travis Head is still there. I have already noted it many times. If you're struggling to go round the wicket, get that inward angle going, and for the ball to nip away, attacking the stumps, then try the odd Yorker, try the in-dipping slower one. I don't think he picks either the Yorker or the in-dipping slower one early on in his innings. But India haven't done that much. Hopefully, after the lunch break, early on in his innings, try one Yorker or try one in-dipping slower one from round the wicket.
Snehashish, a lot of people in our comments saying that Australia might be ahead at the moment. What do you think? I know 3 wickets down, but 104 runs on the scoreboard, and Travis Head and Steve Smith going strong.
No, I don't think so. I think I fully agree with Devashish and Bharat that game is quite balanced right now. I think 3 wickets, India must be very happy. And India could have easily got 4 wickets because Steve Smith surviving is very, very lucky, I think, to be there still now. Because the way he is batting, he's not looking that much settled as of now, despite playing, so many balls as of now. But obviously, Travis said he has been one of the headache for team India in any format of the game, and he came to this innings in this ground after 3 ducks, but against India again he's looking so much settled. So I think again Travis Head will be key, will be the key difference between two sides, where Australia will end up in this innings, or whether India can pick up him early and get bundle out Australia quickly. But Steve Smith, I don't know, I think he's still struggling. If India keep going on with the pressure on him, I think they can take the wicket of Steve Smith quickly after coming back, and then they can go with the momentum to take the rest of the wickets quickly.
Absolutely. Debashish, Sarthak, Guha. Oh, let's start with this. Arka Bhattacharya. I think Akashdeep is starting to get under the skin of Travis Head. If he could get Head early in the next session, India is seriously in with a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. And see, with Head, you will definitely get opportunity. Means he will play with a positive intent, as is always the case with Travis Head. He will be for positive, but in doing so, he might give you those opportunities. And what happened in Adelaide cannot be repeated. So Siraj dropping it, Travis said, and he made good use of that opportunity that went begging and scoring that 140. That was the difference between both the sides. So once again, as Stas also said, I think a couple of wickets, if India can get in a couple of wickets, then Australia might get bowled out for, I won't say under 200, but definitely under 250, I would say.
Bharat, you spoke about Nitish Kumar Reddy. He got one very important wicket of Manas Labuschagne. Uh, Vineet Goyal saying Manas Labuschagne wicket was interesting, but speak a little more in detail about Nitish Kumar Reddy. Like you said, he was the only one who was getting a ball to swing. He's really come up as one of key contributors in the series.
Yeah, if you look at his grip, he's the only one who will genuinely swing the ball out of this four. Bumrah, yes, he swings the ball. That's his greatness that he can still swing the ball, but he's more of a, if you look at his action, he's more of a seam bowler, hit the pitch bowler. Yeah, he can swing it, but that is his greatness. Siraj, again, three-quarter seam. He's not much of a swing bowler. Akash Deep, if you look at his seam position, very straight. With that kind of a grip, he's going to seam the ball little more than swing. So yeah, even in domestic cricket, he consistently gets swing. People talk about his pace being down, but yes, he still swings the ball. Maybe he needs to develop that wobble delivery that when you talk about that he doesn't have the wobble. But this is someone who consistently swings the ball in domestic cricket, even in the Dulip Trophy with the SG old ball. That also not a new ball, 2025 or ball. He was swinging it. So he's a very useful cricketer. Obviously, I think he's a better batsman at present, but. Never discount his swing bowling qualities because even in domestic cricket he has done that many times.
Snehashish, before we get to get back to talking about the bowlers and the batters, let's talk about Mohammad Siraj because today also the crowd was unrelentless in booing him. There was you could see that a lot of his teammates were trying to support him during.
Mhm.
I don't know what must be going on the field, but you could tell that there was definitely a lot of support for Mohammad Siraj within the team. Do you think this might play not in the favor of Australia because you know what happens when you rile up an Indian team?
Absolutely, and I think it has helped Siraj a bit. I think the way he is bowling right now, fully charged up, especially against Manas Labuschagne, the way he bowled, it was so interesting to see. I think this is the part that we love when it comes to India versus Australia contest, especially Test matches. The fierce battle. I think the battle between Labuschagne and Siraj was excellent, especially the Bales exchange. Devashish that took four, 4 5 fantastic pictures we shared on social media also. That moment, that Bales exchange moment was superb. So that banter was superb to see. But obviously, I think that pressure that being created by Siraj, that helped Nitish Reddy to pick up that wicket. I think that pressure that created, because Labuschagne was not getting to score those free runs. I think he scored around 12 13 of 52 or 55 balls. So again, he was in that defensive approach. He was not getting those quick ones or twos. So I think he went for that. He chased that ball outside of the off stump to score those runs against Nitish Reddy, and ultimately he got the edge. And Kohli took the catch. It was a good catch from Kohli also. And obviously, as we all know, Virat Kohli came up with the swoosh expression to the crowd. So obviously the teammates are behind Siraj, and that is the team India you all know, especially after Virat Kohli taking the captaincy role in 2014-15. That a team are aggressive, the team, and everyone is behind everyone, backing everyone, whether it is good time or bad time, and that is needed in every team. So I think from teammates, Siraj has the backing, and Siraj knows that. So he always looks to be that aggressive because he knows that he has that backing. But for Australia's crowd, I am not surprised because they are known for this, and this mental barrier will be there when you play in Australia. So as a bowler or as a batter, you should be prepared, and I am happy that Siraj is prepared. And obviously, this is his second tour in Australia, so mentally he is prepared, and obviously this is helping Siraj to be more aggressive in the field.
Devashish, I mean, imagine this: the crowd's booing Siraj, and he gets the wicket of Travis Head once again. Fairy tale. What happens after that? You're on mute.
Yeah, you need characters. Means that means and Siraj is one such character. Means obviously, and everyone in the crowd enjoyed that moment. Uh, everyone. I am joined by Gaurav. Yes, let me just introduce ourselves. This is Gaurav. So, so Gaurav, can we just have one of these? So, Gaurav, just can you just talk us about your experience at the first session? Means obviously that the crowd booing Siraj, and obviously he was removing that bail of Manas, and immediately after that, Manas getting throws his wicket. So, your take on the first session? It's been an absolutely fascinating person.
Devashish, we can't hear him.
You can't hear. You can't hear.
No.
One.
I'll try both of them. Yeah, it's been a fascinating. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, it's been a fascinating session. Proper good old test cricket, proper confidence in the batting ball, and I think it was a proper arm wrestle to say. No team gave each other much of an inch to play with. It's proper discipline from both sides. I think the Indian bowlers showed fantastic discipline, and so did the fielders. Like the fielding is so sharp out there. But the atmosphere has been fantastic, right? Especially every time Siraj got anywhere close to the ball, the crowd really got into it. And not just the Aussie crowd, I mean, the Indian crowd, every time they were trying to boo the Indian crowd, you really got their voice behind and they were shouting DSP, DSP. It was quite fascinating to hear that. It was very, very enjoyable. And, the characters like Shiraz, like they really bring about the theater in Test cricket. You can see that every time he got close to the batter, put the bailout, and then again Rishabh Pant got involved. He came back again to put the bailout. So it got really into the mind of Marnus. All that while, he kept leaving. He was lucky a bit. I hear people were shouting from the crowd, "Use your bat, Marnus! Use your bat, Marnus!" And when he did, the wicket really fell. So all in all, it was very enjoyable. They're the best two batters out there, and they've really grinded it out over there. I mean, Smith, you can see he's been a bit fidgety, but he has not really played. You haven't seen any of his flowing drives or cuts or pulls. He's played within himself. Didn't take any chances at all, and he looks out there for the grind. So it's going to be a fascinating session to follow.
What do you think? Do you think India is does India have the upper hand going into session two?
For sure. I think they have the good thing that India has done, they have not let them get away with the game. I think just 70 odd runs scored in a 2.5 hour session. It just goes on to show that the discipline that India showed. I think yesterday when they came on to bowl, before the first break, they were spraying it all over, right? And after that, it's just been there on the fourth stump. The line as well, they adjusted it quite well to account for the bounce. It was quite tricky. I could see that just leaving at length. Some of them really got really, really close. The umpire's call that went Australia's way. So I think going in, I don't see India taking, the foot off the gas. We still have Jaddu to bowl, and we know how good he is. He can bowl at the same spot 6 balls in a row. So I don't see how they can break away. Travis Head is out there. He's going to play his shots, but that also brings in chances into play. We saw that in the last a few overs before lunch when he was trying to take on Akash, and I think he was lucky to survive. He of the very close ones.
And of course, before I go to all of my other guests, what have you thought of Ref Sports coverage so far?
It's been fantastic. I think you guys been doing a tremendous job. The first two tests as well. I've been following that when I was in Singapore, just doing for this game and the next few games as well. So yeah, great. Keep up the good work.
Well, thank you so much, Gaurav, for being here with us on the show.
Thanks, Gandhi.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Bharat, over to you now. A lot of people talking about Smith, talking about Head. You don't get these two out, and you're in serious trouble. At least let's not say Steve Smith, but if Travis Head gets going, you know that he can do real damage.
Yeah, I've already told what to do against Travis Head. Maybe India don't have that muscle memory. Plan one is to go round the wicket, foolish, inward angle on the stumps, and hope that the odd ball will straighten or nip away to shatter the timber, or it will go on the angle and get him out LBW. Plan two is to entice him to cut, play to entice him to cut. That is basically entice him to maximize his strengths with a packed offside field, maybe third man, deep cover point. There is one more plan that India hardly try. That is early on in his innings, always try the Yorker or the dipping slower one. If you notice, as soon as he plays the Yorker or dipping slower one, he raises his eyebrows like this, as though he doesn't pick either of those variations. West Indies tried it from round the wicket. Shamar Joseph Yorker first ball bowled, but Indians don't try that plan either. So they're, I think, bit jumbled, messed up into what exactly they want to try against head today. They started from over the wicket. Head is pretty good against over the wicket angle. I think they're pretty jumbled up as to what exactly they should try. So they're trying all kinds of different plans, and it is not working. Stick to one or two plans and just try to execute it.
Uh, Devashish Aniruddha Das Gupta has dropped a comment. He's saying India missed a chance to get Travis Head uncomfortable earlier in the innings by not bowling to his body much. What do you think? Mute.
I think yes. I think yes. Travis Head has been the best batter in the series for Australia so far. So obviously, and the first thing you need is to straight away be attacking. And one such ploy, as Bharat mentioned, obviously the bowling the Yorkers coming round the wicket. So really, you need to have a plan B when your plan A is not working. Rather, you cannot let the game drift away from you. If you let the game drift away from you, someone like a Travis, he can just change the course of the game in half an hour. A brilliant, and he has already taken the attack into the Indian bowlers. If you look at, he has already attacked Akash. So you should not let him settle down. And if he settle down, and second session now with the sun coming out will be the best to bat on. So yes, I think perhaps what Bharat has said, I totally agree with him. Maybe India might have missed a ploy to try something different and try to unsettle Travis Head. And if you can get rid of Travis Head, then obviously you are into that middle order. Obviously, Mitch Marsh haven't looked the best. And then the bowlers and Alex Carey. So yes, lot to still. I would say that uh, immediately you get past, if you can get the wickets of Steve or Travis Head, then Indians will feel very very confident that they will be right back in the match.
Also, should I point to it about that
Yeah.
bouncer? Again, the bouncer, again, it has to be from round the wicket most likely, and tucking him up, because if you give a little bit of width, he absolutely smashes them. So just you have to somehow tuck him up for room. That is the main factor. Either you go for foolish or for the bumper. Most likely from round the wicket, the plan is to tuck him up, ball on the stumps, and give him absolutely no width to free his arms.
I agree. Snehashish Sarthak Guha here asking, how do you see Rohit's captaincy today? Was his usage of Siraj correct in your opinion?
I think in the first session, the way India bowled and obviously the ground fielding has been superb. I think in the first session from India's fielders, especially the way Jasprit Bumrah, after he was bowling at the other end, and then when Siraj was bowling, the way he saved one boundary. I think it was Manna's Labuschagne straight drive. I think it was superb to see. So ground fielding has been superb. And Rohit Sharma captaincy, I will say it was okay in the first session. It was nothing that you have to criticize a little more, but I think in the second session, I think this is the acid test for him as a captain, because Travis Head, as I mentioned, and as everyone we know that everyone we mentioned that Travis Head has become an headache, and if you again fail today, that is clearly show that you as a camp don't have a plan B or plan C for him. You come with a plan. If you fail, you just go with the flow. Okay, if he make any mistake, we will get the wicket. Otherwise, we don't have anything else. So I think what Bharat is mentioning again and again, that try something different. Yorker or maybe bouncer. Don't give that room much, because Travis Head is a player who can take the game away from you easily. And as Devashish mentioned, absolutely correct that the sun coming out, the second session might be the easiest wicket to bat on. So Travis Head can score those quick 50, 60, 70 runs. And if Steve Smith managed to stay somehow, he will definitely add more 20-30 runs somehow. So if you consider around 90 to 100 runs a second innings without taking one or zero, or or maybe one wicket, the game is getting away from you. So the second session will be very vital, and I think the way you will use your bowlers, that will be crucial. So that's a different task will be for Rohit Sharma as skipper. And personally, I think Ravindra Jadeja might come into play in the second session. So how Ravindra Jadeja gets used by Rohit Sharma, that will be interesting to see.
Bharat, Jadeja in the second session, how do you utilize him?
Yeah, see, he's going to bowl to a left-hander. That is not exactly the angle that a left-arm spinner would want to bowl against a left-hander. But if nothing is working with seamers against someone like Travis said, you can try it because he will definitely go after a spinner, and that could lead to a wicket. But Jadeja would want to bowl to a couple of right-handed batters. For that, Travis said has to get out as a left-arm spinner because then it will suit his angle. The odd one might turn away from the right-handed batter with him bowling from round the wicket. So if I go and ask Jadeja, I guess he would tell get Travis Head out. That would really help me because I can bowl to two right-handed batters, especially someone like Smith who has had a problem or two against Jadeja. Though it is in Indian conditions, but he has had a problem or two against Ravindra Jadeja in the recent past.
Devashish, related comment to that. Although this Gaba is a green wicket and all that, but there's not really much pace and bounce like the tennis balls sort of bounce. So could Jadeja come in handy on a pitch like this? That's why he's in the team.
I think Jadeja will be more effective in the second innings. You could say. Means obviously, not much on offer as far as speed is concerned in the first innings, and today is only the second day. With so much of the play being rested because of rain, I think still there is some help in the fast bowlers if they can bend their back, if they can bowl in the right length of the players. There you can get the purchase, you can get the help, and the batsman can fall in the trap. But yes, it will be very wise in how Jadeja is being used. See, you are playing for two pacers and an all rounder and a spin bowling all rounder, and Mrs. Reddy has done wonders by getting you that wicket. That is a prize wicket, I would say, because Marnus Labuschagne, it was irritating, was frustrating the India by staying in the middle. And at times, it can tire you. As was the case with Cheteshwar Pujara, if you look back at the last two series that India went on to win, Cheteshwar Pujara used to come and he used to frustrate the bowlers, tire the bowlers. And that is what Labuschagne was doing. Obviously, in between, he was playing some shots, but then more than so, he was frustrating the Indians. And that to me was a very, very crucial wicket. And with Travis said, you can expect a lot more shots, a lot more attacking strokes, and in doing so, he might give you that opportunity. And Steve Smith once again, he has not looked in the best form, but his the big score has come on this ground. And in last test match that Australia played, Steve Smith, if I'm not wrong, had scored 91. So yes, it's just a moment. So I think India should think of about if plan A does not work, they should reverse to plan B. So they need an early wicket, and the sooner the breakthrough, the better for India.
I'll just add a point on it if it's possible. See, but I think the wickets are slightly on the slower side because there must have been a little bit of moisture in the morning session. That is why the wicket was slightly slower. With the sun, if the sun bakes down, then definitely it will. I think it will get quicker. So from that point of view, Jadeja had to bowl. It was in the first session because there's always a theory that if there is any moisture around, then the ball will grip a little bit. Not just eight seamers with the sea movement, but it will also aid spinners with a little bit of grip, which Ashwin used it very well at the MCG in 2020-21 when Ravi Shastri told him to bowl early on in the first session, and Ashwin was like surprised, and basically Shastri was indicating that must have been a little bit of moisture, and when there is moisture, there's a little bit of grip. So Jadeja could have been used in the first session itself, but that is the reason why the pitch is on the slower side. The moisture has to completely dry out, and then the pitch will get quicker.
Final few minutes on the show. Play starts soon, I think in the next 10-15 minutes. But Debashish, Snehashish, if I were to ask you, what is a good score to bundle up Australia by? Already 3 wickets down. Of course, head is your biggest obstacle right now.
I think I would love to see around 250 to 270, not more than that, because India will have to bat really well. I think against Australian attack in this wicket, because the way the pitch is behaving right now, I think it will be very tough for them in the first innings also. So I think around 250 270 they can fancy their chances. But otherwise, if Australia manage to score around 300 plus or maybe 350, I think Australia will be in the driving seat. After the first innings, then the first innings of India will be very much vital. Because we all know that in the second innings it will be difficult to bat. I know that last year in the Gaba we won the match while chasing, and that is also 328, 329 runs. But that is past. But as of now, I think if India can bundle them out around 250 to 70, India will be very much happy. But if Australia manage to score around 350, Australia will be in the driving seat.
Debashish, your thoughts?
Yeah, I would say 270 will be a little bit more, considering that tomorrow there's forecast of SARS. So anything under 250, and when you putting the opposition into that, so ideally you would want them to score as low as they can. But so the crucial wicket will be that of Travis Head for me and Alex Perry, because they are your they are Australia's two stroke players. Yes, Steve Smith here and there he can, but if he settles down, he can play a match winning knock. But for me, Travis Head has been a thorn in the place for the Indians. And so obviously, if he gets going, then the entire match, the complexion of the match can get changed. And he looks to be in ominous form. I mean, the way he started, if he can stay there for another half an hour, 40 minutes, then Australia will definitely fancy scoring around 300.
Sorry, Bharat?
Yeah, optimistically, India would want to bowl Australia out for 220, but I don't know whether it is possible. 200, 220 bracket, they would want us to bowl, snuff out Australia. But anything around 300, 280, then it is going to be difficult. It's not doing a lot, the pitch, but the Indian batting lineup is such a rut that if a couple of wickets fall 20 for 2, if it's something like that happens, I feel worry that India will get bowled out very soon. So, from that perspective, anything around 270, 280. Looking at the frailties of the Indian batting lineup, then there would be some worry lines on the Indian batting order. Otherwise, the pitch is not doing a great deal. But the frailties of the Indian batting lineup are such that you worry even with a score of 270, 280.
Yep. Sharon keeps asking about Siraj's injury, but he came back on the field, right? So I don't think there's nothing to worry about there. He was already back on the field. But on that note, I'll will take your leave. Thank you so much, Debashish, Snehashish, and Bharat for joining us. We'll be back at the end of the match, so don't forget to tune in then. Thank you.